Welcome to Indianapolis for the late model Thursday Night Thunder race. So we'll click it back to trackside for you. That's O'Brien, indeed it is. So we got O'Brien and Sir Racelot right now on track. Now these cars are the late models of the Thursday Night Thunder. They are the Mustang Trans Am. You might have saw them last season in the Trans Am Series, which was dissolved into the Thursday Night Thunder and added the Sportsman class. So here you go. Here's your late model for season 23 officially. As we head down the front straightaway with Sir Racelot. Very quick in these cars. We'll see Kip on the pole, Hossack jumps to pole, Sir Racelot jumps to pole, and O'Brien second place. Daz in third place now as the leaderboards shuffle around as we get 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the session. Speaking about Daz had a good race last race in the Sportsman class. He had a quick car, couldn't do anything with it at the end after getting involved in an incident. Here's Hossack, your winner of the Sportsman race. As the camera operator must be taking this nice day off here. It is the off season, they're not being paid, so they're just going to do whatever camera angles they want. Hossack in the 24 car winner of the Sportsman race, as to the top of the board goes Sorry, so he stays at the top of the board. In fact, Hossack still in 5th place. Ooh, there's contact there. There's a green car in the wall. I believe that was Joey. Indeed it is. As he's just trying to figure out the car. Rookie there. Joey, rookie in the Sunday Cup League in season 23. Another rookie, actually, is Hughes, as he's in turn 3 right now, entering 4. There he is. Come off turn 4. See if he can get out of the bottom of the pit here. Move himself up to at least 5th. See if he can do it. No, but he does cut the time down from the back of the field to the front. So everyone in the front to the back of the field to in the second half of each other, which is quite good actually. A lot of wheel input there, as you can see from Hughes' car. The number 34 Ford Mustang. Daz must have went straight to pit road as we went to him because he was just behind Hughes. As Kip's in the middle of 3 now, entering 4. Oh, my bad. They have the same livery. That's gonna bug me as Kip looking to improve his lap time to see if he can do it here. Coming to the line. Indeed he does, top of the board. But Sir Racelot at the last second takes it back. So Sir Racelot getting the job done, gets his first pole of his career, but this doesn't count because it's the off season, so I don't know. I don't know if you count it to him or not, but this isn't an official race, so I don't think you can give it to him just yet. So, Sir Racelot right now on provisional pole, if you want to call it what you want to call it. As, oof. So we're just looking through now. Hossack bumps himself to 3rd. I'm just looking through the list to see who's bumped up and bumped down. Yeah, it's going to stay the way it is right now. That's just going to stay right there. Sir Racelot is your pole sitter for tonight's late model race here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Kip starting 2nd will be your outside row 1.
Okay, that's qualifying over. We're outside the top 3, but remember it's a race result that counts.
Thanks, Spada. As there is the lineup for tonight's event. Forget me in 8th, I'm commentating the race for you. So just scratch it out in a mental image. Daz starting last. You know, he can make his way through the field. We'll see what he can do Hughes starting Hughes starting sixth. Fifth is Joey. Fourth, O'Brien. Third, Hosick. Second, Kip. And first, Sir Race-A-Lot. We just click that good old faithful retire and spectate and get to the monitor for you. There we go. There we go. As it is not a season race, so I can have fun tonight. I can just commentate, be a fan with you, and watch the race. That's how we do it here in the Sunday Cup League. Now, let's see here. Let me look at my side. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Kip is still broadcasting for you if you want to go look at his onboard. He is still broadcasting live for you. Here we go. Getting the cars fired up here in Indy. I'm fired up. The cars are fired up. My emotions are getting fired up. It's going to be a good one. What's better than Thursday night racing in our late model at Indianapolis Motor Speedway? I really can't tell you what's better than that. Probably Indy cars, but we don't do that until the season begins. And hell, we don't even have the Indy 500 until about midway through the season. So you can pretty much plan what you want there. As we get the field now into position, 2 pace laps make up this race. We're going to be going to lap 42, so 40 laps in total tonight at Indianapolis. As our first lap is our single file pace lap. Get those tires warmed up, get it nice and shaky. You're going to see the cars wiggling back and forth, getting those tires nice and heated before we double it up and go around one more time, and then we get the green flag. So now we're starting to see cars wiggling. O'Brien doing the old wiggle wiggle. Back there in 4th place, starting 4th is O'Brien. 5th being Joey, 6th being Hughes, and 7th Daz. (108 degrees is the track temp, so no problem getting these tires nice and hot here. So we'll take the interface off for you. Since these are the pace laps, really don't need them up unless I switch cars. Still single file as we head through turns 3 and 4. There's Sir Race-A-Lot on pole. Was fast in practice. Hosick was fast in practice too. He'll be starting 3rd. So he's going to be one to look for, as now we are getting the sign to double it up. Going to get the 1 to go signal here as we get ready to go green here at Indy. So 1 more lap till we get that green flag. Just starting to double them up now. O'Brien's still warming up those tires. The hotter you get your tires before the start, now the more grip you might have in turn 1. Be interesting to see if O'Brien takes the high side approach and starts to see if he tries to make that high side work when we come back around. You know, he might be able to take that high side against the wall and make something to do with it. Yeah, heck, he might be able to get past Kip, so we'll see if that works for him. Let's see, any driver profiles we can go for here. We got Hosick, he's on the inside here of row 2. I haven't seen him warming his tires up much. So he's going to be starting on relatively colder tires. He's probably warming it up by just driving around, but it's definitely not going to be as hot as O'Brien. O'Brien is really getting those tires nice and warmed up. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can take the high side and make it work. Like I said in the front part of this lap. Daz in the back, he's probably just going to hang off this first lap. He's just going to see what happens. We had a caution in the sportsman race on the first lap. 2 caution. Did we have 2 or 3 cautions in the last race? I believe we had 2, so hopefully we don't hit the 3 caution here. These cars are a handful, let me tell you. The drivers do have the option to adjust the roll bars, any roll bars in the car, to tighten or loosen that race car up as the run goes on. I don't believe we'll be pitting this race, but you know, things do happen. When things do happen, the cars are all on hard tires. No, actually, no, we do not pit in this race. That's right. I forgot about that. So Racelot going to bring him down to get the green flag when he crosses the line. Kip on his right side. And we'll see what O'Brien can do on the start. Going to be interesting with him warming up those tires. So Racelot bringing him down to the line, and we are green here for the late model race at Indianapolis. O'Brien thought about going to the outside. Oh, and there's contact, turn one. Sir Racelot up in the wall. Kip also up in the wall. And that put Hossack right in the catbird seat. Takes the lead in turn two. Wasting no time at all to get the action going here in the late model race. So we head down the back straightaway. Hossack taking an early jump here. Hughes, the rookie, up in the second place, up at the high side of the racetrack. Sir Racelot and Hossack. Where's the camera? Oh, I think we lost Sir Racelot. He's around somewhere. Back of the field, indeed he is. There he is. He's hoping for a caution to come out. Down the front. Ooh, who was that? Joey just popping up for a nice Sunday drive there. We'll go on board the roof with him. Wow, what an eventful first lap here at Indianapolis. As Hossack just trying to hold on. God, did we call a caution there? That's contact with two cars. We'll see. No, we're still green. Hughes, the rookie, out in the lead right now. Beautiful start by him, getting past all the contact in carnage. But don't look back now. You have O'Brien and Kip hot on his tail. You know, let's go on board with O'Brien as he chases down Hughes. Good start by Hughes, getting to the lead. Wish I was able to flip back and forth between the front and back cameras, but what you gonna do? See the speed entering turn 3, 176 miles an hour. Kip hard up in the wall. So check back with Sir Racelot. He's a little far off the pace here. He's just entering turn 3, but he has passed two cars. As now he tries to make his way back to the front. He's got 35 laps to do it. So definitely nothing's out of the question yet, as the next car he's going to pass would be Hossack, who is now entering turn 1. Now those both are 10 seconds off of the lead right now, as Hughes and O'Brien are the top two. You know, if you asked me for this race, hey, who would the top two be at lap 6? I'd probably be saying Hossack and Sir Racelot. I'd expect Hughes and O'Brien to be up here, but yet here they are, both drivers looking to make a huge name for themselves in this series. O'Brien raced last season, had a pretty good season actually in every series he competed in. Just couldn't get up near the front and lead laps like he wanted to, but he's getting the opportunity tonight for sure here at Indy. Now he's all over the back bumper of Hughes. Hughes making the wide arc out of the turn 1. Kip now 2.5 seconds off the lead after making contact off turn 2 just a few laps prior. Now down the back straightaway, does O'Brien look to the inside? He does. He has quarter panel. Now he's even with Hughes. Does he make the pass in turn 3? He does. Ooh, but Hughes fights back to the inside. Crossover mid-turn. Still side by side for the lead. Get the point back to Hughes. Hughes really showing what he's got tonight. Didn't have much success in the sportsman class, but here in the late model race, definitely showing he's got what it takes. As O'Brien still over his... O'Brien! Save it, buddy. There you go. God bless him. He's been doing that for 2 races now. Last race, he had a huge save, middle of the pack, and yet in turn 1, and ironically enough, he does it again in turn 1. O'Brien. Kip in 3rd place. Actually, now 5 seconds off the lead. He's backed that car off. So race lot, we've lost a driver. I think it was Joey. I think Joey must have blew an engine here at... Oh, so race light in the wall again. He's been consistently making time up. Now he's just lost it again. Hosik, I think he spun the car again, as indeed he does. And there's Daz passing a 4th position on the racetrack to move Daz to 5th place, some 35 or 36 seconds off the lead. So move to Hughes, who's now coming off turn 2 and down the back straightaway. There's the gaps there. You just saw Kip at the top of your screen. So probably about half the back straightaway from here to Kip. As Hughes through turn 3 and 4. Still early in this one, folks, here at Indianapolis. As we said, as we saw actually, anything can happen in this event. There's a good picture of the gaps there. As Kip at the back screen of your picture there, being in 3rd place. Check in on Sir Racelot. I think he's looped it again. Indeed, he has. Hosek showing a minute off. That's not right. Daz is about to get lapped. He's already gotten lapped. Okay. Yep, there he is. So he's already gotten lapped. Wow. So this race is taking a dark turn. Your top 2 at the beginning of this race are now 4th and 5th place, respectively. Sir Racelot just trying to hold on. He's quick enough. If he can get to the, get some laps laid down, he can start catching Kip. Kip's only coming off turn 4. Okay, he's halfway down the front straightaway. Never mind. But still, he could try to get some time back on Kip. And if Kip makes a mistake, don't question him out. He might be able to pass him. So we'll see what happens here. As Hughes, he's just putting on a clinic in this race. He's a newcomer to this this whole thing, the SCL. This is going to be his first season in the SCL when season 23 kicks off in a near 2 weeks' time as Speed Weeks gets going. Speed Week starting April 26th. So. And that's 2 weeks at Daytona. We have April 26th to start. And I believe on May 5th, your 23rd annual Daytona 500. Live at Daytona. So Speed Week starting about 2 weeks from now. As O'Brien's been able to keep that gap pretty well stationed now. Ooh, that was the first bobble I've seen out of Hughes. Running a good line, actually. Now I'm looking at it. He's been looking pretty good. See if O'Brien's in the picture. No. We'll see how far back he is as Hosik's about to get lapped. There's O'Brien. There's Hosik about to get lapped by Hughes. Excuse me there. Hughes, can he lap Hosik? He's just putting on a clinic tonight. It's absolutely spectacular that he could just jump in the car and just do this. This is great. Great stuff. This is what we're talking about when we talk about, the future of the SCL, none of these drivers are going anywhere. I can almost promise you. You know, someone retires, it's probably for a good reason, as Hughes makes to the inside line. So no one's retiring. I'm not saying anyone's retiring, but, you know, when we get new, fresh faces in the SCL, this is what we're talking about. You know, some of these drivers that we've never even heard of show up and put clinics on, and this is what we're talking about. Just great stuff as Hosek getting it loose again in turn 1. You know, so it's always a big thing, you know. And when you look at what team Hughes is on, he's on Wacky Racers Incorporated. You know, that's owned by Muttley. His teammates are Bollocks and actually Joey, who just blew an engine not too long ago. So I mean, that's a good team down under with Muttley. Muttley being from Australia or New Zealand. I really can't tell you off the bat, but you get the gist. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens there. You know, we'll do a little go through the field. We don't get to do that much here on the SCRN. We'll go through the field by where people are on track. We'll do the Hosek. Hosek being your season 22 Winston Cup Series champion. We talked about that last broadcast. We'll dive into that a little bit more. You know, he's quick. He's quick in almost any car you throw him in, he'll be quick. You know, we saw that last season in IndyCar. We saw that when he did a couple F1 races. You know, we saw that. He was quick. And then, you know, had everything going for him, too. It just sometimes he had little bobbles here, little bobbles there. But in Winston Cup, he did an excellent job last season, just getting it done, consistently running up near the front, and actually won a championship for Benson Speed Equipment. Team owner there is Johnny Benson. The drivers are Hosek, Baron von Stosch, and Rosta. You'll see them later this season in some of our broadcasts here on the SCRN. No drivers from JME Motorsports in this event. We'll run through that name, that team right there for you. Carlin Hicks is the team owner. You probably heard of his name here on the channel. The drivers of that team, along with Carlin, are Rita St. James, Colt, and O'Brien. Actually, O'Brien is in this field. We'll get to him, actually. For a second, I almost thought, oh, well, he's not in this field. Yes, he is. Right there. There's O'Brien, one of the drivers for JME Motorsports. You know, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's got what it takes to be a full top-tier driver. So, you know, he's probably going to run Camel GT. He's been testing that Camaro, yeah. He's been testing the Corvette out. He's been doing great times with it, actually. Some of the best Corvette times I've seen with O'Brien. He'll definitely have the upper hand if anyone jumps in the Corvette against him after testing so much in that car. So, we'll see what he can do this season. You know, last season, you know, near the end, he was starting to click off some good finishes. So, it's Hosek in the wall again. It's been a continuation for his night so far in this race. So, see what O'Brien can do in season 23. Looking forward to see what he can do at JME Motorsports. Hopping back to the Sunday Cup League account. That's an official account, so Kip is on board tonight in that account. Kip, let's see, he's on Team Danamore Racing. He owns the team. His drivers are Colio, DeCamber, and Daz, who I believe is also in this race. Indeed, we'll get to him in just a little bit. So for Team Danamore, he's... let's talk about it. He's got 4 Winston Cup championships. You know, he's got 6 IndyCar championships. And don't get me started by the major wins he has. I mean, he's won the Daytona 500, the Indy 500, Brickyard 400. I mean, some of the... Ooh, that's a big contact from turn 2 for Kip. Probably a little wheel issue there for the Team Danamore driver. But he's one of the greats in this league. And he's been around, I think, since some of the early seasons. So he's easily one of the great guys in this series. Good driver, great personality. Good to have him back in season 23 full time. As Hossack looped it off turn 4. Indeed. Probably just tore up that right rear tire. So we'll move back now to talk about Sir Race-A-Lot, driver for XXIII Motorsports. You know, he was independent last season. Scottish driver. He's got great potential. He really does, you know. We'll talk about XXIII Motorsports. Team owner there is WKK3, yours truly. Drivers for that team is Anger Management, Sir Race-A-Lot, and Liam Daly. So that's mostly a road course team. When you think about it, they love to do a ton of road course races. But you know, for me being team owner and Ish, I mean, let's talk about it. He's been testing at ovals and he's been doing a hell of a job. So we put him up into some of the oval series, like late model IndyCar and all that, to see what he can do, and he's quick. So we'll see what kind of season he can have. Very fast in GT cars. I mean, he can light the track on fire by how fast he can go in those cars. As we said before, he races the Ginetta GT5s over in Europe. So he obviously knows what he has to do in some of these cars at road courses. But you know, the big question in some of these series is, just like tonight, can he handle the ovals to a full degree? Going back to Hossack, we've already talked about him, so let's finish it off with Daz. Daz is also a driver for Team Danamore. So, I mean, he's an upcoming driver. He's from Australia as well, I believe. So, a lot of Australians and New Zealanders in this series. In this league, I'm sorry. Not the series, but the league in general. That's half the reason why we've let the V8 Supercar come into the SCL for season 23 to make its debut season. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. And that's going to be in the Australian time zone, so it's going to be bright and early here in the Americas. I should be commentating that series. I think that race might start around 6 a.m. here Eastern time. So Australian time, that's evening, like right now. So we'll see how that goes. You look at it as you do. You know, Daz, he's a great driver. He's got great talent. As much as these drivers in the SCL, you can throw them in a car and they'll figure out a way to throw them around the racetrack, no problem. So, you know, he's a good driver. Definitely can get the job done. We've seen that before. You know, it's gonna be interesting to see what he races next season. Does he race, you know, all the series? Does he go for Camel GT? And even in Camel GT, what does he race? Does he go to the European side? Does he race over there in the International Le Mans Series, Formula One? We also know he's probably going to be racing V8 Supercar. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do and if he can win some races this season for Team Danamore, who some of these teams are pretty old. I mean, the series has been around since 2010, so it's been a long time. So we'll talk about some teams we didn't get to because their drivers are not in the race tonight. You got Tao Racing. I was originally on that team, but that team owner is Twindy, and his drivers are Callie, One Shoe, and Shane O'Kano. Now, they got a good balance there between IndyCar, Cup, and sports car drivers. So they're a pretty good all-around team there. Gonna be interesting to see what Tao Racing can do. Twindy being your season 21 IndyCar Series champion. You know, yeah, Twindy's got most of the major wins on that team. So going to be interesting to see if some of the new drivers can get done. One Shoe being an old driver in the SCL. You know, we talked about him last year at what race was it last year? We thought One Shoe could get it done. Wasn't it here? I think it was here for IndyCar. One Shoe had a good shot at the Indy 500. So we'll see what can transfer this season at Daytona, starting out the season. We'll see if Twindy or One Shoe can get it done there at Daytona. Another team we didn't get to tonight, as we'll check the lap count for you. Lap 26 out of 42, so just past halfway tonight. Flip back to your leader. Actually, huge developments going on here. I don't think you can pit. So that disqualification for Hughes. My oh my, that's huge. Now this becomes a race because you got O'Brien. Tosek has looped it around yet again. O'Brien takes over the lead there for himself as Hughes made a pit stop. I think we might have to make pit stops in this race. I was under the impression we weren't allowed to make pit stops, so we'll see. Osik in the pits now. Down back straightaway goes O'Brien. We'll get back to some of the teams here. Base Motorsports, team owner Immortal Gooch. His drivers are Tiernizzle and Tony Moose. Tiernizzle, I mean, holy moly, the guy can drive a car. I mean, let's just look at some of the championships here. You know, what did Tiernizzle? Tiernizzle won the Daytona 500, won the Daytona Continental. I mean, he's a Camel GT champion. I believe he also won did he win IndyCar this season? Not sure. But, I mean, that's one heck of a driver there, Tiernizzle. And then Tony Moose being Tony Moose, he can get the job done pretty much any day or week in the SCL. Freak Speed Technologies Incorporated. That's one heck of a name for a team. That team owner is DWMC Freak, another, I think he's actually the one from New Zealand. Could be wrong, I think he's Aussie. Either him or I think Freak is Aussie. So he's won the Indianapolis 500 in season 21. So that's something to point out there. Finished second in that race. I think I pushed him to the win. So that's a major win for that team. Blue Flag Racing is Stas' team. Zenith Motorsports, team owner is Wama and official. That's a brand new team for season 23 of the SCL Championship Series. Drivers in that team include also Wama, official, and HCC. Wacky Motorsports, again, another brand new team, I believe, for season 23. Team owner there is Muttley, and the drivers are Baldex, Hughes Moves, and Joey. And then Renaissance Racing, drivers Super 8, It's PT, and Watcher 31. So all those drivers going to be competing in multiple series this season in the SCL. Back to the racing here at Indianapolis. O'Brien has a 17-second comfortable lead over Kip as we are on lap 30 of 42. So, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, if we do have to pit here. I shouldn't think we'd had to. I mean, you have Hughes, who was leading this race, pitted. And then, you know, all that's going on. So, Racelot, for all the stuff he's been going through, is in third place right now. 30 seconds back. one point he was about a minute back, so he's made up half a minute. And he's still making up spots, and then Kip now falling 18 seconds back, so just actually no, he bounces back to 17 and a half seconds. So he's cautiously just keeping it back there, and there he is. There's Kip. You see what the race lot is. He's on the front straightaway now. And O'Brien is entering the middle of 4 right now. And Sir's entering turn 1, so about a front straightaway distance between those two drivers. There's Hughes entering turn 3. Does he spin out? He does. He hits the inside wall. Starting to see this race go downhill for him. You know, showing what he had at the beginning of this race was absolutely phenomenal. Being able to lead as many laps as he did, he should be happy with himself for doing that. I sure as heck would be. As now, back in the pits goes Hughes. So back to the lead, O'Brien. Still a 17-second lead over Kip. Kip just keeping it within 17 seconds. He hasn't really gotten down to 16s so far. And then you have a Sir Race-A-Lot 36 seconds back. He's actually cut down 2 more seconds off of O'Brien's lead. Not like it really matters at this point. It's 33 laps out of 42, so within 10 to go. This will be a nice win for O'Brien. It doesn't count, because it is an off-season race, but definitely motivation and definitely a good momentum builder for his season 23 hopes. See what he can do in Winston Cup this season, actually. Now, if you look at the series we have, I'll list them off for you. You have the Winston Cup, IndyCar, Camel GT, International LateModels Series, V8 Supercar, F1, Sportsman and Late Model, which is Thursday Night Thunder. That's it. And then you have your own special events here and there, you know, that are always thrown into the season. If you're looking at the most competitive series I think you're going to see this year, it's almost a dead heat tie between IndyCar and Camel GT. You know, IndyCar just being IndyCar alone is enough for you to go, okay, that's going to be very competitive. Camel GT, we have the LMP2 and GTE making its debut this season. Now, we've raced LMP2 before. I'm sorry, not LMP2, LMPs. Believe it or not, back in the day, we used to have the Peugeot back in GT6 be the Camel GT ride. And then, season 19, we had tuning for our LMP1 cars. So we had the Bentley, the Audi, you know, you had the Peugeot, all racing along each other. Season 20, I think we went back to the Peugeot, and in season 21 we had GT3. So we've been through a lot of cars in the SCL for Camel GT. You know, this season we're making the switch to sort of the IMSA style of racing with the LMP2 and GTE. Now, why is it so competitive, you might ask? Well, the GTE cars being just, you know, being so close together is at that point. And then there's only 8 spots to fill the field for each, you know, for each class. You know, you have a lot of people going home each week. That's what we mean by as competitive as it has ever been. And then you add the fact that once the race starts, then you have the other fact of everyone being so close on time. It's just going to be a great series to watch. Hopefully we have that live for you here on the SCRN. Hopefully we get an announcer dedicated to commentating the Camel GT every week. Be great to have it. You know, let's talk about other series while we're at it. V8 Supercars, you got the Ford Falcon making its SCL debut over there. You know, they're going to a lot of big places, you know, starting the season out. The week, I believe the Speed Week starts. So April 28th or 27th, they start their season at Bathurst for the sprint races at Bathurst, the Grand National race there. So, you know, they got a great season coming up for them. You know, they get the International Le Mans Series, the Open Cockpit LMP2s and GT3 cars. That's going to be fun to watch. That's going to be as competitive as as the Camel GT, in my opinion. That's going to be a very good series to watch. Winston Cup, always a great show. Probably the best spectacle we have when it comes to just pure driver skill. Because those stock cars, man, let me tell you, they're hard to drive. I don't even like driving them. That's how hard they are. And these drivers wrangle them around and do a hell of a job of doing it. That's definitely the series you're going to want to watch this season. Back to the action. It's been a pretty mellow race, if you want to be honest with me. Not much going on. But O'Brien coming to complete lap 38 and start lap 39, so not much left in this one. We have 42 laps in this race, so as you can see at the lap count 39, we don't have much to go to 42. So Race Laws actually cut that gap down considerably. The last time we started talking about it, he was 38 back? And he's cut 10 seconds off, so he is a quick guy. I thought he was going to hit the pit wall. Ooh. Kip's cut the gap down too. He was at 17, now he's at 15.1 when I looked at it. Obviously not going to win this race unless O'Brien has some kind of mechanical failure, but definitely turning on the jets as of late. Speaking about O'Brien, coming to start lap 40, so 3 laps to go here at Indianapolis for JME driver. JME's had a ton of success. Or is that not JME? I think that's been. Oh man, I'm having late night little things going on here. No, I had it right. Yeah, why am I second guessing myself? JME's had a ton of success here at Indianapolis. I mean, last season, if you go back and watch the Indy 500 from last season, which is just go up there and click videos and just scroll down until you see the Indy 500, you'll see that the 2 silver arrows, the number 12 and number 2, you know, Rita St. James and Carlin Hicks were the class of the field last season for the Indy 500. Tierney, of course, winning that one in the Benson Speed Equipment 98 car. Oh, Hossack giving O'Brien a nice little tap there. Don't know what that was about. I think that was just unintentional. Turns 3 and 4. Coming to get the white flag, O'Brien. Oh no, I do not want to do that. Not this late. White flag in the air for O'Brien. You know, this win won't count for him in his all-time wins list, but it will be a trophy in the trophy case for JME. Carlin Hicks sick with the flu. So what a way for his driver to come out here and get it done for him and his team. he comes through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. O'Brien weathered the storm, waited till Hughes came to pit road, and he's going to do it in Indianapolis. O'Brien wins the late model race at Indy. Kip coming off turn 4. He's going to come in second place for Team Dannemore. Kip coming second. Sir Raceslide cut that time down again, another 10 seconds. And he'll come in third place for XXIII Motorsports after being at one point a lap down. And he finishes 18 seconds off the lead. So what a heck of a finish there. Hossack come off turn 4, and this is going to finish off the race. As Hossack, Daz, and Hughes all come across the line to finish 4th, 5th, and 6th, respectively. So, as we look at the final results, there it is. O'Brien taking the win for JME. Kip coming in second for Team Dannemore, and third, Sir Raceslide for XXIII. Hossack comes in 4th for Benson Speed Equipment. 5th, Daz for Team Dannemore. 6th, Hughes Moose for Wacky Racing. So, Hughes had a great run. Good job by him. It's a shame what happened to end his race, but it is what it is. But good job for O'Brien, and congratulations to winning the late model race at Indy. If you like what you see, give the video a like. Also, subscribe to the Sunday Cup League for more great content like this. This is Warren Keith up in the booth, giving you a good night and salutations from Indy. Thanks for watching.